Hey, welcome back to Author Journey. I'm CJ Anaya. If you're new to all this, this is a place, a safe zone where all authors everywhere can come and get some advice. Whether you're new to this or whether you're in the middle of this or you're just a pro, maybe you want to recap and review a few things. I give a lot of advice about marketing, about publishing, about writing books. So if you have any questions, you can just comment below and let me know. But today I had a great question, a great email from someone who asked me the difference between a want versus a need when it comes to developing characters. And this is really something that's super important when writing a book, because I think we've all been there. We've all read a book, and at the end of it, we sat there and we thought to ourselves, what the hell was that about? So we don't know. We don't even know what the book was about. We don't know what the point was. It didn't accomplish anything. There was nothing. I don't know. You just don't have that sense of accomplishment in that book. You don't feel like you learned anything or got any value from it or that anything was resolved. And 9 times out of 10, it's usually because the character didn't have a specific want or goal and didn't have a specific need. So there has to be a point to any character's struggle, any trial, any journey, any romance, anything that you write. If that's not there, then that's not driving the character. It's not driving the plot either. So, but I want to touch on want versus need, because they are very different. They are very different aspects of a character's development and the core values of that character, and they both need to be there. So the best example I can give is just of myself and the fact that I really want to lose weight. But I also really want to eat as many cookies as possible throughout the day, or ice cream, or just, sugar. If it has sugar, that's it's a serious problem, huge problem. But what I need is to avoid all of that sugar and eat healthy so that I can diet properly. So the wants and the needs tend to conflict with each other, so that's the difference there. It's what a person really needs, what really needs to happen for them, and then the wants are those desires and those goals and those dreams that person has, or maybe even a perception of themselves that they want to change. And so when those things can conflict with each other, or especially if when you want a specific thing, but what you need, what needs to happen, they can't happen at the same time. You either get what you want or you don't get what you need, or you get what you need but you don't get what you want. That's great conflict. And conflict drives character. It drives plot. It drives everything. It's kind of the motor that keeps the story running and keeps that pacing flowing. So here's another example that I could give you for any of you vampire lovers out there, anyone who is as obsessed with Vampire Diaries as I was. Love a good vampire book. Stefan, he, in the beginning, as we get to know him, he only drinks animal blood, okay? But what he really wants to drink is human blood. But he doesn't want to drink anything at all. He would like to be normal. He would like to not have to live and sustain himself on the blood of humans or even the blood of animals. But what he needs, what his body needs as a vampire, as a predator, is that. So there's that conflict there, that inner conflict there of, I don't want to be a monster. I don't want to be a monster, but essentially I am, and this is what I need for survival. So it's an interesting inner conflict that creates a lot of external issues and problems too as he interacts with the people around him, because it colors every relationship, it colors every action, and it also makes him a bit of a villain. So it gives him a lot of complexity. There's a lot of multidimensional complexity there with his character, because we think he's a good guy, but there are a lot of times when he's not the good guy. There are a lot of times that his needs and his wants drive him to do villainous things that most people would be like, okay, throw his butt in jail, because that's not normal and okay. Obviously, this is fiction. Obviously, this is catered to teens, know your audience there. But basically, it just makes people real. It makes people relatable, because not everybody is only going to be a hero all of the time. Everybody is going to struggle internally with a lot of conflicting wants and needs and values even that drive them to make either good decisions or very poor decisions, and we get to go along that journey. Now, hopefully, if you've got a hero, you don't villainize him too much, but those wants and needs are going to affect all of those choices and decisions. Conversely, you know, there are villains like Damon in Vampire Diaries. You know, we think he's a horrible individual because what he really wants, oh, my battery's dying. I'm just loving this. What he really wants is to be with Catherine in the beginning. So he's doing a lot of awful, horrible, terrible things to be able to be with her because that's what he wants. And we're finding that that's not necessarily what he needs. What he needs is a completely different relationship altogether. Which ends up humanizing him a little bit. And so he's not the clear-cut villain that we all thought him to be. So it just layers, man, and it's cool and it's awesome when you can do that. So I would focus on your character, figuring out right away, what does that character want? What does that character need most? Just make a list, start writing down things that your character wants. And narrow it down to a couple things, maybe just one thing, one overall arching goal that you can push towards, and then discuss what that person actually needs and see how that conflicts, see how that colors and layers things. In my book, My Fair Assassin, Krista, she's an emancipated teen. She's been in the foster system most of her life, and she's not normal by any circumstances. She has white hair that she constantly dyes blonde because within a week it will go back to being white, and you know, she's never met anybody with just naturally white hair. And then her ears were pointed and she didn't know why, and so she had them filed down as she got older. She's worked very hard to blend in. What she wants is to be normal. What she wants is to be accepted and loved by a family who won't look at her startling differences and assume that she's not lovable. So she wants to be loved, she wants to be accepted, but what she needs to do is love and accept herself first. What she needs is to recognize who she is and accept who she is, and find out that maybe she isn't human, and accept that as well. So that's a process for her, and she ends up doing that with a fairy prince who is actually sent to kill her. So that is a fun journey that they both take together. And that's just another example of wants and needs colliding and creating a story that is driven by those wants and needs. So really focus on that. Make lists. Do your homework before you write the book. Otherwise, you're going to be in the middle of the book and think to yourself, I don't know what the hell this is about. And everyone who reads it is going to feel the same way. So you need to do the groundwork, lay that foundation for your characters, and put a lot of work into that before you actually start your book. So I hope that advice is helpful. If you have any questions about that, let me know. Just comment below and I can go into more detail for sure if you need me to. I can also answer through emails as well. Like, subscribe. I would love to hear from you. I would love to hear what you're working on. I would love to give you some ideas about how you could, you know, bring out those wants and needs. So just let me know. It would be fun to hear from you. We'll talk to you guys later. Bye-bye.